Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest 40k battle report. Bit of a classic slash epic showdown today I think we've got. So we've got my Orks
versus my Blood Angels.
So Orks versus Blood Angels. It's going to be Dante Vs Ghazghkull as well, which is always fun. Always fun to get that on. So the mission we're doing today is Frontline Warfare, and that is one of the missions from the chapter approved book. So we've got 4 objective markers down, each worth the victory points. So yeah, it's going to be a good showdown. It should be quite bloody. I'm running my Orks slightly differently. You're running a toned down tournament list, I think.
Yeah, it's about as toned down as I can get it.
About as toned down as you can get it. Brilliant. So it's still OP is what you're actually trying to tell me. Okay,
yeah, it's got some Terminators in it. They're not particularly competitive. It's
against Orks they are. You could literally go and kill an Ork boy nowadays.
Just get better, Rich.
Yeah, fair point. So should we go take a look at the armies?
My Blood Angels force for today is a battalion detachment, so I've got 6 command points. It is led by Commander Dante, who is my warlord, and his second in command is the Librarian Dreadnought. He has got the relic, the Veritas Vitae, which is the one that gives me command points back on a roll of a 6, I believe. He has got the Quickening, and he's also got Wings of Sanguinius as his psychic powers, so he'll be able to jump all around the battlefield. Troop slots, I have just some tactical marines. So Sergeant is just completely stock, but there is a plasma gun in that squad. Power Fist on the Sergeant and a heavy flamer in that squad, and a power sword and a heavy flamer in that squad. He hasn't actually got the hand flamer. Elite have a 10-man Death Company squad. There's 3 power fists, 3 power swords, 3 chain swords, and a thunder hammer. There's also 2 inferno pistols in that squad. Second elite choice is the Sanguinary Guard squad. It seemed appropriate. If I'm bringing Dante, that I should bring those, even though they don't actually synergize that well. His sort of re-roll to hit buff is a bit wasted on these. These just need to be near a warlord to get full re-rolls to hit. So it might be an idea to run him closer to a different warlord than Dante in future. My next elite choice is an 8-man Sanguinary Guard squad. There's 4 swords, 2 axes and 2 fists. They have actually all got the death masks because I had the points. I had exactly 16 points that I needed to spend when I was putting this list together, so I thought, why not give them the death masks? I thought being against Orks as well, that might come in handy. Next elite was my Terminator squad, just with the Lightning Claws again, because I'm against possibly a more hoardy army. With the Orks, I thought weight of attacks rather than strong attacks would be better, so decided to go with those guys instead of the normal Thunderhammers. First heavy support choice, I've got the Battle Predator, exactly WYSIWYG, so the assault cannons and then the heavy bolter sponsons. We have Storm Raven, again WYSIWYG, so multi-melters, assault cannons and then the missiles. And then rounding out my army, I just have a dedicated transport, which is a Razorback with heavy bolters, and that is exactly 2,000 points.
So my Ork 2,000 point list is in a battalion detachment, giving me 6 command points down in HQ. I'm taking Ghazghkull, Thrakenakanakanakanakanakans. Great character. I absolutely love Gaz. He's brilliant. He's quite a beast in combat as well as quite tough to shift off the battlefield. Next, I'm taking a Warboss on a bike equipped with a Power Claw. Always nice to get into combat. And finally, I'm taking a Weird Boy. Hopefully, we'll be getting the jump and maybe some smite off across this battlefield. Into troops, I'm taking a little 10-man Gretchen squad, hopefully holding an objective for me at the back of the battlefield. And next, I am taking a 24-boy blob squad. In here, there is a boss knob with a power claw and 2 big shooters, and the rest of everybody else is just choppers and shooters. Next, I'm taking some shooter boys, basically the 12-man squad that I normally run. The boss knob here has a big chopper. Into elites, I am taking a painboy on a bike as standard. And then finally, for the elites, I'm taking some knobs on bikes. In here, there is 1 big chopper and 3 power claws. In dedicated transports, I'm taking 2 trucks. One is equipped with a wrecking ball, and both have big shooters. Flyers, I'm taking a burner bomber. So looking forward to getting this guy. I know that Robin will be bringing flyers with him, so looking forward to getting this guy and hopefully shooting down some of them pesky storm ravens. Heavy support, I am taking a Death Dread 3 claws and a big shooter on him today. Killer cans, I'm taking 3 of them. Again, big shooters. I normally take custom mega blasters, so it'll be interesting how the big shooters get on today. And then finally, I am taking a battle wagon transport with a zap gun and 3 big shooters. Blood Angels have responded to the distress calls of this planet. The Orks warband on a rampage. The Blood Angels are down, boots on the ground, ready to go. Frontline warfare, which means there are 4 objective markers down. First one is inside this building. You've got the Death Company, Assault Marines, and you've got the Tactical Squad up on the first floor, making sure that objective is nice and secured. Storm Raven ready to zoom across the battlefield, laying waste to the Orks as they make their way across. Razorback hiding down behind the building, getting some nice cover. We also have the Bile Predator overlooking the second of the objectives, which is up on top of the storage unit there. Basically going to just lay waste to anybody who tries to get that important objective. Third objective marker, kind of in no man's land a little bit, in the ruins of another old building. The Orks ready to go. We have the 2 trucks, both of them empty. We have the knobs on bikes, the war boss on a bike, and the painboy ready to zoom up. This side of the battlefield is quite empty for the Blood Angels, so they'll be swinging around and going into the Tactical Marines. Maybe the Assault Marines will come and try and cut them off. Next, it's Gaz and the shooter boys inside that battle wagon, just currently hunkered down underneath the walkway for the Manufactorum part. And the 4th objective marker is hidden away under there. Securing that for the Orks, we have the unit of Grots down there. Killer cans right on the edge, ready to slowly stomp their way forward, getting into those Blood Angels lines. Next, we have the big blob of boys, and behind them we have the weird boy himself. So looking at the jump, maybe getting in behind Robin's Blood Angels and giving him something to think about. And then finally we have the flyer for the Orks, looking at shooting down the Blood Angels flyers on the opposite side of the battlefield, and then the Death Dread ready to go, maybe for that objective marker, but then again with that Bile Predator as a gun platform, if Robin doesn't move that, that's going to be quite interesting. So Blood Angels have finished deploying first, so Robin will get +1 to the roll off. Here we go then, Rob. I roll a 1 and Robin rolls a 6. So I will try and seize.
Go on in.
Obviously. Oh, which I don't do with a 2.
My Blood Angels have moved fairly aggressively up the board.
Fairly? Very?
Alright, very aggressively up the board. So the Librarian jumped out of the Storm Raven, and he is now running up to Ghazghkull's transport, or the cans. The Storm Raven has obviously flown up with the tactical squad in. He can get shots on those cans, the flyer, the Gretchen holding that objective, snotlings, whatever you call them, small orcs, and also the Orks there that I'm sure are planning da jump soon, which I don't particularly want to happen, so might have to try and thin out some of the numbers there. The Razorback has just sort of slowly moved up. He was behind this cover, so I've had to kind of come round here, but eventually going to be heading in that direction. My Bowl Predator's got a good line of fire to a lot of things on this side of the board, and he's covering that objective, so he is just staying still for now. I used the stratagem Forlorn Fury on the Death Company. That's the one that they get to move 12 inches before the movement phase. I'm not sure if that's coming out on camera. They get to move 12 inches before the movement phase, and then they get to move again. So it's pretty much guaranteeing a first turn charge. Sanguinary Guard and Dante have come down to claim this objective. But again, as you know, I can do the Descent of Angels, which gives me 3d6 charge.
Shenanigans!
Shenanigans indeed. It does mean that my army burns through its 6 command points very quickly, but it's effective if it goes off. So yeah, that's all the movement done. Let's go on to the shooting and see how we get on. My Sanguinary Guard opened up at the bikes, killing one off. That was just pure weight of fire and being able to re-roll all misses because of the proximity of Dante. The Death Company then fired into the same squad. I was planning on using the Inferno pistols from the Death Company to shoot into the battle wagon. However, like a dummy, I put my melter pistols on this side rather than that side. So they were out of range of the battle wagon, so I had to pump them into that. Fortunately, they did kill 2, so I guess not a total waste of shots. So 3 bikes dead. That's still a very combat effective unit there, but it has done a bit of damage to them, so I'm fairly happy with that. In the psychic phase, I cast the Wings of Sanguinius on this guy, and he's moved up. So he is now within range of these 2 squads. He's now got the fly keyword and moves like jump pack infantry in the psychic phase. That's why he's moved from here to here. Very, very good. It's nice to have a close combat dreadnought with the quickening in range of anything that he wants to kill. This Razorback pumped some shots into the Gretchins that were sitting on that objective. Killed a couple of them off. I then over here pumped all of the shots from the Bowl Pred into the flyer that was there. I took off half of its wounds, so I had a Gretchin squad down here that only had taken a couple of wounds and a heavily damaged flyer. So rather than shooting into the boys, which I wanted to do, I actually split the fire between the flyer and the Gretchin. So the assault cannons went into the Gretchin and obviously completely overkilled them, and then the missiles and the melter went into the flyer and blew that up. However, I didn't realise that that flyer had a rule of on the roll of a 4+ it explodes, and it covers it does 3 mortal wounds to everything within 6 inches of it. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have put that within 6 inches of it, but hey, you live and learn. So my Storm Raven has taken 3 mortal wounds, 3 boys have died, and the Death Dread has taken 3 mortal wounds as well. So that was a pretty devastating first round of shooting. We're about to move on to the charge phase, and there is going to be some big charges going off. My Librarian Dreadnought managed to get into the killer cans, and he is tagging that objective. Not that it comes into play yet, but he's there. The Death Company went into the battle wagon. However, just wasted 3 command points on the Sanguinary Guard. So I used the Descent of Angels to give me 3 d6 charge, and I rolled a 1 and 2 2s. So I decided to use a command reroll to re-roll the 1, and I rolled a 3. So yeah, nice 1 Sanguinary Guard. So yeah, that was a little bit annoying. That means that the bikes have got free reign to go wherever they want, but that's how it goes. So let's go on to the fight phase and see how we get on there. That was absolute brutality from the Blood Angels there. Librarian Dreadnought with the quickening got 3 extra attacks, cleaving through 3 of the killer cans and leaving the 1 remaining killer can on 2 wounds. He did hit him back and managed to get 3 wounds off the Librarian, but that squad is definitely heavily depleted. The Death Company made mincemeat of the battle wagon, didn't even manage to hit with everything. So Ghazghkull is on the table and he is not happy.
He's pissed. The 2 trucks, empty though they are, they've come up the battlefield. Big shooter shots probably down into those Sanguinary Guard because they're annoying me, but I don't really want to commit my bikes to them. So the bikes have zoomed around. They are looking at the Death Company Assault Marines, the shooter boys, and Gaz as well, who is slightly annoyed. We'll probably go triple team on them in assault in the fight phase, but I'm going to shoot them first. The weird boy, I've moved. He's now hiding behind that building there, but he's still within 6 inches of that big blob squad for the jump. And then finally, the Death Dread has moved. We're going to look at landing the jump troops probably here-ish. Here-ish, 9 inches away from them, and then assault. In the psychic phase, the jump was cast and was successfully manifested. The boys squad now right on the back lines of Robin, looking at going in to the tactical squad down here. They did shoot at these guys as well. No damage done. Trucks, they shot down at the Sanguinary Guard. No damage done. The Death Dread, which shot at the Flyer. No damage done. Over to the middle of the battlefield where you've got Gaz and the shooter boys and the knobs on bikes and the Pain Boy and the War Boss. All shot down into the Death Company down here, killing off 4. So a little bit lighter as we head over to the charge phase. So at the end of the charge phase, we have all made it into combat. Robbie just said to me, that's a little bit of overkill. Yeah, I'd agree with that, but I want them dead. And we'll probably move on over here maybe after. We'll see. The boys that manifested themselves on the other side of the battlefield thanks to the jump have charged and have made it into combat with the tactical squad. So the boys went into the tactical squad and just murdered them. I say murdered. I had so many dice that I had to roll them out of my jumper because I couldn't hold them in both hands. And then wounds wise, I think there was like 18 wounds, Rob?
21.
Oh, there's 21 wounds. So Robin rolled his save rolls and he saved all but 6. 6 fails out of all of that. So the squad died anyway, but yes. So we are now on that objective, which is quite nice. The Death Company, they died painfully and slowly.
Not really slowly.
No, it wasn't that slowly. They did die quite quickly, didn't they? But the bikes backed up and consolidated into combat with the Dreadnought. The Killer Can hit the Librarian as well. There was no damage done. Robbie rolled a 6 for a save on that. And then Robin killed 3 of the bikers off. So at the end of the first game round, I'm on 1 objective. Robin is on 1 objective. We've got an objective shared over there. And this one is in the open. I think Robin killed off 3 units and I killed off 2. Robin has got first blood, but that was quite a bloody first turn.
The tactical squad that was in this Razorback has got out and has run round to the objective in this building. There is a heavy flamer in that squad, there is a power fist on the sergeant, and there is a lot of rapid firing bolters. So hopefully I should be able to thin out these boys. The Razorback has stayed still. There is a window that you can see through and pump some shots into there. So hopefully we should be able to get rid of these with the amount of shots we're going to pump in. The Bolpred has moved up. Didn't really have any decent options for shooting where he was. So he's now moved up so he can look at shooting the bikes or anything across this sector here. My Terminators have come in from Deep Strike and have landed in the ruins of this building, just 9 inches away from that Pain Boy on the corner there. And Dante and the Sanguinary Guard have moved off that objective and are chasing down the bikes. The Librarian Dreadnought had Wings of Sanguinius on him, so that enables him to move out of combat because he's got the fly rule. So he has jumped up and has landed just behind the boys there. The Storm Raven has flown round to support with covering fire, and he's going to be shooting an awful lot of shots into this big blob of orcs in the centre. I have just discovered what my favourite thing to do is. Shoot at orcs. So much fun. So much fun. So, everything here shot into that boy squad there. There was, what, 20 of them? Something like that? Yeah, about 20 of them. There's now 3 alive. And unless he blows 2 command points to make them pass their morale, they're running. But I'm probably going to charge him anyway, just to make sure, because he'll probably use his command points to make sure that they don't, because that's what I'd do. Thinned out all the boys here. There's now 4 of them remaining, so that was the combined shooting of the flyer and the librarian that you can just see behind there. So they shot most of those. That meant that that sort of removed a lot of the meat shield, so the Sanguinary Guard were free to shoot into the war boss because he's got a big engine there. So he's down to 3 wounds remaining there. The can over here, that went pop. That was the Bell Predator, his turret shooting at that. So a split fire. Bolters went into that squad, and the turret went into that squad. So that was, yeah, that was some quite good shooting. In the psychic phase, my librarian just cast Smite, removing 2 of those boys, and also he's cast the quickening on himself just in case he gets charged. He's going to get some extra attacks. So that is now the charge phase. That has gone very well for me. I actually declared a multi-assault with the Sanguinary Guard, and I declared it on everything that was there because they were clustered together so much. Managed to roll a nice high charge distance as well of a 10, so that meant I could jump over, and I've got a power fist in contact with the war boss and Ghazghkull. I've got some swords in contact with the normal boys. I've got axes and swords in the Pain Boy and the war boss, and then Dante has joined the fight. Left this gap here for the Terminators to get in. Rolled a 5 and a 2. Decided to use my last command point to try and ensure that they got in as well, and rolled a 1. It's pretty standard on command points, isn't it? Down here, managed to charge into the boys in the ruins, so should make short work of those, hopefully. So let's move on to the fight phase, and let's see how this bloodbath goes down.
Robin has now decided that he's going to hit with one of the sword guys into the orc boys. 2 dice. Oh, that's a thing of beauty.
Re-rolling all misses because Dante is in there.
One's gone on the floor.
Classic, it's going well. And that's 1 hit.
1 hit.
So 3s to wound.
That's wounded minus
3.
So I'm a 6-up save because I'm, you know, an orc, so I can't save that. So 1's died, 1's dead.
It's D3 damage.
1's dead anyway.
Yeah, you've got feel no pain.
Oh, that is true.
D3 damage.
And then
so
1.
1 damage, yeah. So
1 damage, 1 feel no pain. Show, I was going to say show me a 6. Never mind. So next to go, we have 2 swords, 2 swords, 1 axe into my war boss on his bike. So these are
2 swords, yeah.
2 swords first.
Okay, re-rolling misses.
That's good because you got 3 misses.
Still got 2. And these are 4s to wound usually. Oh no, actually 5s to wound normally, 4s to wound because of the Blood Angels rule. So they're both wounded anyway. Minus 3.
So I can't save that because the war boss on the bike has a 4-up save, so it's down to
D3 damage each. Okay, so that's 4.
So 4 6-ups.
Okay, so
I do one of them. Look, so can I just say, look how close it was. I'll save 1.
Shame he's only got 3 wounds left, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame.
So
He's only
he's
got 3
dead.
wounds left, so he dies.
Yep.
So, yeah, War Boss has gone. So next to hit.
These 3 hit in the Pain Boy.
Hitting the Pain Boy time. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so I've got 1 sword. Both hit. 4s to wound. Both wound. -3. Has he got a save? No.
Of course he
And
hasn't.
D3 damage each. So that is 3, 4 damage.
4 feel no pains on himself. I get none. So he now has 1 wound left as that poor Pain Boy, so it's time for the axe.
Axe.
2 hits.
2 hits. And this will be wounding on 3s. There's 2 wounds. -2.
So that's a 6 up save. Nope, but I now have my feel no pain.
And I think it's D3.
Oh, is it D3? Sorry, my
2
bad.
failed anyway. So.
Yeah, he's dead. We've now got the 1 remaining Power Fist guy that's going to hit into Gaz down there.
It's 4s to hit because it's Power Fist. That can be re-rolled because of Dante, but it still misses.
So 1 hit.
It's Strength 8.
Toughness 6.
Okay, so it's actually 2s to wound because of the Blood Angels rule. And it's wounded, -3.
Will you stop rolling 6s to wound? So it's -3. So Gaz would be a 5 up, but he has a 4 up invuln save, so I'll take it on his invuln. 4 up.
Woohoo,
Makes it. I think we're going to be waving goodbye to this Orc squad as well in a second.
So the 4...
4 normal tactical marines. Come on,
that's
hit
what I
me.
was looking for, normal dudes. Hit on 3s, all hit. And 3s to wound because they charged. So that is 2 wounds.
Normal save.
6 up save,
Oh,
yeah.
here come my 6 ups. There's not my 6 ups. So all that's left now is the knob out of that squad, and you've got the sergeant now to hit, Rob.
Yeah, hitting on 4s.
There's
No-
a 1 and
no
a...
hits.
Oh, no hits.
No hits, so you
Happy
get 6 points
days.
from
So the Orcs down here, well, the boss knob that's remaining, hit back. Nothing. No damage done. So we're going to film the dice rolls for down here, and it is going to be the shooter boys first. I've got 2 plus the boss knob alive, hitting into the Sanguinary Guard. So I'm hitting on 3s. There's a few misses there. So I've got 5 hits, 4s to wound, 3 wounds, Robin. 3 saving throws, please. Wish you wouldn't roll them in the way of the building, just saying. Oh,
That's 1.
1 failed.
So 1 was already on a wound.
Yeah, so 1's on a wound.
Dead.
1 dies. Hopefully it's now time for Gaz to smash face. He's hitting on 2s, 5 attacks. All have hit. So Gaz now becomes strength 12, so I'll be wounding on 2s. Oh, 2 1s. I'm going to spend a command point and re-roll that.
Really?
Yeah, why not? So, 4 wounds, Robin. These are at -3 and a flat 3 damage.
So 5 up saves.
5 ups. No, you're going to go here this time,
I'm
aren't
going
you?
to try go somewhere, but you keep blocking where I can.
Sorry,
roll, so
sorry,
That's why I keep
sorry.
rolling down there, because I can't get anywhere else.
Stop your moaning.
Oh!
He makes 2 of them. So that's 6 wounds, Rob, or 2 dead. So at the end of the phase, I've decided to let this squad die. There's no way he can ever pass his morale.
It would have been -14.
-14. But that means
15.
these guys have passed down here. So just to give Gaz a little bit more of a meat shield. And I have used my final command points to do that. The 2 trucks, they've split now. One's holding on to their objective. The other one with a big shooter, looking at coming down, shooting these tactical marines down here. The Death Dread, looking at shooting in with his big shooter, maybe into the Baal Predator. Then it's a 9-inch charge, but we will attempt that. The Weird Boy, who's been hunkered down behind the building, has moved up. He's going to shoot Smite down here into the Sanguinary Guard before hopefully killing them all off. And that's it. That's kind of all that's left for the Orcs. It's a sad face from Rich. In the Psychic phase, the Weird Boy managed to cast Smite, but Robin denied it. So he's just done a ha-ha off camera if you didn't hear that. So the Sanguinary Guard survived over there. The truck with the big shooter, shot down into the tactical marines down here, killing 1 off. Yay! 1 died, but the big shooter from the Death Dread, no damage onto the Baal. So we're going to be over to the charge phase, that into the Baal, and then we're going to finish off this little mess down here. At the end of the charge phase, the Death Dread has actually made it into combat. I needed a 9. I rolled a 9. I have no idea what this guy does in combat. I've never actually got him in. Let's go and have a look at the rules. So my Death Dread gets 5 attacks because he's got 3 extra claws. I only managed to hit 3 times out of the 5. I then roll my wounds. I rolled 1 wound out of the 3. So Robin then needs a 6-up save. He rolls a 6. He saves the ball. No damage done. The Orc boys have hit. Managed to get 1 wound on one of the Sanguinary Guards. So it's going to be over to Gaz. 5 attacks. Hitting on 2s. They've all hit. I will also be wounding on 2s. Oh, there's always 1 miss, isn't there? Always. So 4 wounds. Robin at -3.
All of them.
All have wounded. So that'll be 4 dead because they're flat 3 damage.
Yep.
With those 4 killed off, the Sanguinary Guard only have 1 guy remaining. It's not a bad round. It's a little bit annoying about the Bile Predator, I suppose. So that's it for the Orcs. Sanguinary Guard now down to 1. Robin has rolled. He's got 1 hit. He's got 1 hit onto Gaz. So he can't re-roll that either.
Nope. Nope. -1. And then this will be a 2 to wound. Oh, wait, what's his toughness? Well, that's wounded anyway.
That's definitely wounded. What's Gaz's toughness? Oh, I've rolled a 6. So that is minus...
-3.
So it's a 4-up invuln save. There's a 6 right back at you. So the end of turn 2. It's 1 objective apiece at the moment. The truck down here holding this one. The tactical guys inside the building holding that one. That one is now unclaimed. That one on top of the building is also unclaimed. The only thing separating us realistically at the moment is Robin's first blood.
The Bile Predator has moved out of combat with the Death Dread, so he is ineffective this turn. The tactical squad have just shuffled round in the ruins, probably get some long range shots on the trucks over there. The Storm Raven, the tactical squad got out and are now sitting on that objective, and they are closest to the Weird Boy there. Terminator's moved out the ruins to charge at these boys. Razorback has moved up to shoot at those boys. The Librarian at the back has moved 6 inches. Currently that knob is in the way. However, I plan to use Wings of Sanguinius, then he can basically jump next to Dante. So Ghazghkull will be the closest target for shooting and also smiting if I want to do that. Dante is right behind Ghazghkull, so he can shoot him with his Inferno pistol. The Storm Raven is just over here, not to claim that objective because he can't, but just to clear these 2 trucks. So hopefully Operation Mop Up is about to commence. Shooting over here didn't go so well. Shot into the truck, but everything bounced. The Storm Raven then fired its assault cannons into this truck, only doing 3 damage to it. And the melter and the missiles shot into the back one, only taking 6 wounds off that. I was hoping to clear that at least 1 off that objective there. Over here, there was a load of failing as well. I didn't manage to get off Wings of Sanguinius, so I decided to smite, but Rich denied it because the Weird Boy was just here. So yeah, Psychic Haze was a complete washout. I did use the Stormbolt on rapid fire just to clear out the boys anyway, so they all got killed, meaning that just Ghazghkull was there. So everything that could shoot into Ghazghkull then did, but didn't manage to wound him because I whiffed a load of dice. This tactical squad, the Flamer and rapid firing bolters, made short work of the Weird Boy that was there. So we are now moving on to the charge phase, and Ghazghkull is looking pretty precarious.
Librarian, Dante, and the Terminators have all made it into combat with Ghazghkull, Thrackanackanackan. So, who are you hitting first?
Librarian's going to hit first.
Librarian. So 3 attacks, Rob.
Hitting on 2s, re-rolling misses because Dante. All hit. And he is strength 12. So wounded on 2s. They have all wounded -4, so 4 up Invon.
So my 4 up Invon on my 3 wounds. 1 goes through.
3 damage flat.
3 damage. Oh, ouch. So Gaz is now down to 5 wounds. Dante is going to hit next. 6 attacks, Robin. That's quite a lot.
Ooh, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Doesn't need that re-roll.
Okay, so he is actually strength 4 plus 2 for the axe, which makes him
So
6.
6, and I'm toughness 6.
Yeah, so it's actually 3s to wound because he charged and the Blood Angels read first. So
Of course.
3s to wound.
2 miss, so 4 wounds.
Yeah, and that is -3 D3 damage.
-3, so again,
4 ups. So
4 ups. 1 goes through again.
D3 damage.
D3. Of course, it's a 6. So now Gaz is down to 2.
2. Okay.
And you've got your Terminators left. Terminators left. Can they finish off Gaz? I can hope not. But it's not looking good for Gaz with only 2 wounds left. Terminator's time. 3 attacks base. 4 for the Sergeant. Re-rolling, fail misses. Re-rolling, fail wounds. Here we go. That's a lot of dice. That's almost as much as me with my Orks. Kind of. That's a lot of hits as well, Rob. How many did you miss?
I missed
5.
5. And I can re-roll them.
Yes, you can re-roll them.
So I've got them all.
Brilliant. They've all hit.
It's 5s to wound, well, 4s to wound because of the Blood Angels rule.
Shenanigans. Blood Angel shenanigans. 4s. Oh,
Re-roll all them.
that's probably a good thing actually, Rob, because there's a lot of fails in there. You only hit
Wow.
3 times?
4 times.
4 times. Oh, only 4 times.
And the re-rolls of wounds. A little bit better.
Yeah, not too bad.
A lot better.
4 misses out of that lot.
Okie dokie. So we have got the 4.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, so 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 wounds on Gaz.
So 4 up. Invon time. 2 wounds remaining. 11 dice in my hand.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's pretty screwed. Truck on the objective has stayed still. The second of the trucks has moved up and has also shot his big shooter, killing off 1 of the tactical marines up on this building. Not enough to thin them out and get them off this objective. The Death Dread shot at the Bile Predator, no damage, and then charged. 6 wounds in assault. So he's got 5 remaining. So the end of turn 3, quite a nasty bloody affair, losing my Warlord. So that's Slay the Warlord for Robin. I'm currently on 1 objective. Robin is currently on 2. We're going to head over to turn 4, because even though there isn't much left for the Orks, there's a chance I might be able to pull these guys off this objective and just pull things back a little bit. In Robin's movement phase, basically everything has come this way across the battlefield, using Wings of Sanguinius on the Librarian Dreadnought as well to get him all the way over. They were really after that truck on that objective. The Librarian made it into combat and destroyed it, but it did blow up. Blew up in his face, taking off 3 mortal wounds off himself, so he was down to 2. Big shooter from the battle wagon and the big shooter from the Death Dread shot into the tactical squad up on top of the building, killing off 2. The Death Dread then went into combat with the Bile Predator. Robin saved 2. We got 2 6s out of my 3 wounds, so only 3 damage. It's still alive with 2 wounds left. And with that, it is the end of the game. It's a win for the Blood Angels. They hold on to 1, 2, 3 objectives. They also have Linebreaker. They also have Slay the Warlord. They also have First Blood. The Orks, well, the Orks don't have anything because these 2 guys are not within Linebreaker. We hold no objectives. We didn't get First Blood and we didn't kill off Dante. So it's a big victory for the Blood Angels. Let's head over to the post-game review. Hi guys, welcome to the post-game review. Another good game, another good outing for the Blood Angels. The Blood Angels are very tough at the moment.
Yeah, they're good. They're obviously, it's going to sound stupid, but they're an assault army, so they're very good at assault.
Obviously.
But when they get their counterpunch, they do fall to pieces. Even like the Death Company with like 6-up feel no pain, they can't take a lot of damage. They're 1 wound, they're 3-up armor save, so they go
they're
down
just
quite
basically Space
quickly.
Marines, aren't they?
Yeah, they go down quite quickly. And also the Sanguinary Guard. The Sanguinary Guard, when you start throwing shots and punches in at them, they do go down slightly slower than the Death Company, but still, you know, you've thrown enough at them, they're going to die. And it's basically how I've run this list. That's probably about about 600 points worth. And that is the main punch of the army. So once that starts to get depleted, then this list is in trouble. The Blood Angels are in trouble, stuff like that. So I don't think this is the way to actually run Blood Angels as such with the Sanguinary Guard and Death Company. I think it's probably best if you run one or the other.
Yeah,
I mean, and then just more tactical Marines and things like that. But
I mean, looking back at that game, I'm trying to work out if the Knob Bikes, instead of sending them into the Death Company, sending them into the Sanguinary Guard.
Oh, yeah, you should have done that.
I probably should have done that. Would it have made much difference?
Yeah, I think it would have.
Do you reckon?
Because
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced.
Blood Angels are very good on the charge, but like I said, they are quite glass hammer. So if you had gone into the Sanguinary Guard,
I would not have wiped them out.
You wouldn't have wiped them out, but you probably would have killed maybe 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, and then the fight would have been would have been on that side of the table, and it would have become a bit of an attrition thing. I may have won it at the end if I had Dante in there. But you had a Pain Boy and a War Boss in there, which aren't as good as obviously Dante.
No.
So I would have eventually won that, but I probably would have had 1 or 2 Sanguinary Guard and Dante left alive, but, I mean, which wouldn't have been enough to then pressurise.
I'm not going to rant.
Ghazghkull or anything like that.
I'm not going to rant about Orks at the moment, because I know that Orks
they need a codex.
Yeah, I know that Orks have done quite well in tournaments and things like that recently. If you take massive, great big blobs of them, 60 boys in a squad, get to jump off and all of that, can I be bothered to sit down and paint that many Ork boys? No, definitely not. You know, I'm doing other things for the channel and everything else, so I don't want to do that. I like my Orks. I'm not in love with them as I used to be. We need a codex. We need a codex quite badly. But we were saying earlier, weren't we? Because of codex creep, and that is a thing still, the longer that they leave the Ork codex, hopefully the better it will be. Now,
they need one. They need a decent codex. They haven't had a decent codex. I can't remember the
second, third edition, probably.
I can't even remember when was the last time Orks had a decent codex. Put it down in the comments below, but I can't even remember ever.
No, and the I think the things that let Orks down at the moment is 6-up.
Yeah, it's the change to the cover rules.
Yeah,
that really screws Orks.
Cover doesn't help. That didn't really come into play in this game, to be quite honest. So the blob squad that I moved, so the 24 boy squad that jumped across the battlefield, they got to re-roll their charge range. That's good. I like that. But with a 6-up save, it's like, oh, I'm shooting bolt. You know, I'm shooting heavy bolters at you -1. There's 4 or 5 dead, or whatever it is, and you very, very, very quickly have your big blob squad slaughtered.
Yeah,
and
it's good fun for your opponent to kill all those Orks.
Yes, it is. And I know you've in your local gaming club, you faced an Ork list that's quite boy heavy, that one. I can't remember you were saying, and you still won that with the Blood Angels, didn't you? You still mowed them, ripped them apart.
Yeah, that was when
there was
8th edition had just come out, so nobody knew what was happening. So it was literally the guy. He really outnumbered me, and he run loads of Ork boys at me, and I had a Battle Predator that pretty much killed them all.
One gun, one weapon, one tank can wipe out an entire Ork army. I still like my Orks. I still love the whole war and, you know, with the boys. I still love that, but we are desperate need of a codex, and until then, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like when we have games and stuff like that, you're like, oh, let's get Orks. I'm like, it's not my Stomper. My Stomper's like 990 something or 89 points or whatever it is. I've got 2 of them. So I'm never going to take the pair of them in a battle unless we do 4,000 or 5,000 points, which is a bit of overkill for 2 stompers. I mean, they used to be 700 points, didn't they? So they went up by 200, and they are good until you face 3 Land Raiders in an Iron Hands army, who you want to kill somebody who shoots all the las cannons at your stomper. But you know what? That was a good fun game. There was stuff going on all over the place. Gaz is tough. I will say, Gaz is quite nails. He did punch quite a lot of your sanguinary guard in the face and murder them.
Yeah, he did. But then, as soon as my stuff got to punch him back,
4-up invuln. 4-up invuln's okay.
He died quite quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Should he have a 3-up invuln? I don't get why Orc boys are only strength 4 still. I know we're toughness 4.
I think most characters now, because the way that characters work, it takes a while to dig them out. So I don't know if he needs to be any more...
No, and it does take a while to dig him out, but you know, he's
toughness 6, isn't he?
Yeah, he's toughness 6.
Toughness 6, 4-up invuln. He's strong.
Oh yeah, he's tough.
He's strong. It's just, you know, I targeted him on that side of the board and kept you there.
You also thinned out his bodyguard.
Exactly. Yeah.
So once he's on his own, that's it. It's pretty much, you know, for any character.
I mean, how many points is he?
I can't remember without off the top of my head. Thank you for asking me that question. I don't know where my index is. Or the codex is.
Some points.
The codex, the index.
Some points. Well, Dante's like 215 points.
We're trying to find out how much Gaz is.
He's good.
Back in a second.
He's good. I think he's slightly overpointed. I'm not. I love my Blood Angels. Blood Angels is probably my favourite chapter. I don't want to feel like I'm having a bit of a moan about them.
But
I don't know. They're just not quite hitting it for me.
Is it because they're a glass hammer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but you kind of feel like you have to run them like that because it's really fun to get into close combat on the first turn. You know, you've got your Death Company, you've got Sanguinary Guard, you've got other things like the Librarian Dreadnought jumping up and stuff like that. That's good fun. But then equally, you do that, and if you are playing in sort of a tournament, which obviously we've been doing quite a lot of recently, is it fun for your opponent? Because you've just basically wiped out most of their army. So in the LCO when we went there, the games that I won was because I got a first turn charge off on pretty much my entire army and wiped out half of my opponent's army. And that, for that sort of social contract that you both go into, is that fun? I know in a tournament that's not really a thing, but...
Found it.
Go on then.
It's 215 points.
Yeah.
I hate the layout of these books, by the way. 215
points. So he's exactly the same points as Dante. Would you say he's as good as Dante?
No. Never in a million years. But Dante's new. Dante's new in the codex.
Yeah. I don't know. Because Dante's got the mobility.
In a one-on-one, who would win?
Probably Gaz.
Okay, so this is normally the post-game review.
I don't know what this is.
So shall we now cut to a one-on-one of Dante versus Gaz, hand-to-hand combat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go film that now. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Stick around. Let's see who's gonna win this fight. Okay then, guys, so for this epic showdown, what we're going to do is we're going to do a round of combat where Dante has charged first, a round of combat where Gaz would have charged first, and then a round of combat as if they're in stalemate and they're locked in combat. So, Robin, do you want to do Dante charging first? Here comes his attacks.
Hitting on 2.
Hitting on 2.
Rerolls. All hit.
So they've all hit. Wounding on.
It'd be wounding on 3s.
Yep.
Because he's strength 6.
Yep, toughness 6.
Which would be 4s and then plus the charge. So 3s. Okay.
So all but 1.
Yeah, so that is 5 wounds at -3.
5 wounds, -3. So I'll take him on Gaz. He's 4 up in one.
Okay, so 3 have gone
through.
So
3 have gone through.
And that is D3 damage a pop.
So 3, 4, 5.
5, yeah.
So Gaz would have taken 5 wounds if Dante had hit first.
Yeah.
So shall I do as in Gaz hitting back? And then we'll see.
And then we'll go Gaz hits back, and then we'll just do it until one of us dies.
Okay, we'll do it until one of us dies. So it's now Gaz's turn. So I'm hitting on 2s. Till you roll 2 1s. Can I use a command point? No. And then I'm wounding on 2s. So they're all wounded. They are at -3.
Okay, so 4 up in one.
So you've got a 4 up in one as well. So okay, 2 go through, so that's 6 wounds.
Yeah, so he's dead.
So Dante would have died. So in that situation, Gaz is harder. So now we'll move on to Gaz hitting first. This is where we're now going to do it. So Gaz is charged into combat. So hitting on 2s. They have all hit. I will be wounding on 2s. They have all wounded, Robin. So you have got 5 invuln saves. 4 up. 2 have gone through. 3 damage a pop.
He's dead.
He's dead. Doesn't even get a chance to hit back.
Yeah. There you go.
So in this little scenario that we've done in these 2 rounds, Gaz is harder than Dante.
Yeah, when it's a one-on-one.
When it's a one-on-one.
When it's a one-on-one like that, the difference that you get with Dante is obviously he gives the reroll all failed hits. So he's a better buffing character. He's got better mobility, but one-on-one he can't go toe-to-toe with
Gaz.
With Gaz.
No, we can't.
No.
So there we go. Should we do one that we're rolling at the same time?
Yeah, go on.
Should we actually roll at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, we could do like, why don't we just average it out? Okay, so he's hitting on 2s, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got 6 attacks, so on average he's going to hit 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the reroll, arguably he's going to hit them all. But we'll just say 5 times he's going to hit.
Yep.
Then wounding on 3s, out of that 5 attacks, just call it another probably 3.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
And then on average, a D3, you're talking probably what? 5 wounds.
Yeah. So Gaz is still alive.
So Gaz is still alive. So if you were to do exactly the same.
So I get 5 attacks. So on average, you'd probably hit 2 ups. You'd probably hit 4 times, and then I'm wounding on 2s.
Yeah. So again,
3.
You're probably talking 3.
And they're flat 3. So that's 3, 6, 9 wounds.
Yeah. And then I've got 50-50 to save those. So even if you do it roughly with a maths like that, Dante's going to die every time. He
is probably going to die every time. So anyway, that is the end of our little one-on-one who would win. And the answer is actually Gaz, which is quite interesting. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one.